Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 16 preview, asking the question, what's next for Negan? This is rapidly becoming one of my new favorite topics because I was anti-Negan for so long. Kill him, lock him up, never forgive him. And now I'm starting to see the transition happen a little bit more. Love the evil nature of Alpha. And you guys know I think it is going to be fight fire with fire. But today what we're going to do is really going to break down a couple different scenarios. What could go down in this cabin, why they're moving him with them. Did Alexandria fall? Are they out of supplies? Are they trying to consolidate? Got a whole bunch of cool stuff. Missed some super chats in the earlier stream. I just reposted those. It was a lot of fun. If you guys have never been in one of our rants, if you've never been where we just kind of analyze all the topics, I went off on Maggie a little bit. I did want to repost some of the comments because I got a few people fired up. And I agree with Sherry Bentley, also Northside Queen. So whether you agree or disagree, go back, check out that video, and see. You will see a lot of passion. It's just coffee and passion and a microphone. It just doesn't work for me. I get a little bit nuts. But today, I've wound down a little bit. Thanks for asking, Deidre. I had a wonderful lunch. And I'm glad to be here and with each and every one of you. There's no place I'd rather be than talking about The Walking Dead with a great group of people. So as you guys know, our live streams, two are never the same. I mean, they may be similar topics, but they just go in their own direction, and that's because of all the people here, all the individual ideas, all the time we put in. I've seen some wonderful theories, and I'm starting to see some of them actually take shape. So let me kind of go back. These are a little bit distraction videos as well, because if we're talking about Maggie, and we're talking about Negan, and we're talking about 16 in the finale, we're really not dwelling on the Pike deaths. With that being said, I do want to kind of go back to a prediction that the Army made, and I know it kind of gets lost in the bold predictions because everybody's like, yeah, you didn't go 10 for 10. You should have gotten all of them right. Well, that wasn't going to happen. But one of the things that we did say about the Red Fair, and I know there's some debate about how red fair could a red fair be if it really wasn't, if there, everybody wasn't killed there, red enough. But the way it played out was very, very in tune to what we predicted. We kind of laid out, would Alpha come into the scene? How would the vents be? And we said, if there was not a death inside the kingdom's walls, the way it would play out is the people that were losing somebody would look around and we would start to feel like, where's this person? Now, we're wrong on a few of it because we did say, can you imagine Jerry looking around? It's like, where's the king? Wait, where's Nabila? And it didn't happen to that extreme, but it was that scenario. That's kind of the way it was happening when Alden was up there on stage. Like, why is she not here listening to this? I'm up here doing this because she talked me into it, and Enid's gone. Or Lydia looking around, and Henry's not there, on their first real date. And you could feel that emptiness. So I'm going to kind of kick it up a notch for episode 16. I got this feeling, and it feels pretty good. It feels like it could be a valid story. I'm not going to go down the Siddiq's a traitor route because I don't believe he's a traitor. But a couple people are. Look, I will entertain this idea. I'll tell you what. We'll do a reasonable compromise. Tom Ferreira says, freeze the like button. Somebody came up with a little bit early. They said, hike the like button because the group's going on a long hike. If you guys like that, then hit the like button. Sheila Beasley, yes, kills. Crystal, the singer chick. Heart of Nixie. And I love you. Missouri is strong. I know there are others too. Shout out to all the 999 Army fans from Missouri. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys and definitely absolutely love you guys being here. Absolutely appreciated. So, when we get to this cabin scene, and this is why I'm going to tie in Siddiq. So, rule number one for me, I'm not going to say Siddiq is a traitor. You won't get me to do it. I don't care. It ain't going to happen. However, some of you have said, wait a minute, Kills, that's not what we're saying. So, I'm going to pause, and I'm not going to rant. They're saying that this is not what we're saying. What we're saying is, Siddiq didn't tell the real story. Okay. Now, you got me thinking a little bit. You got me thinking. If they potentially could have been tortured, Siddiq changed the story and that wasn't the way it happened. Okay? I'm interested in that conversation. I'm not interested in Siddiq told them where they were and he betrayed them and he did this and he did that. But if you're telling me that in kind of your own world, they did die differently and Siddiq made them into heroes, okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that being kind of, that's what you need to make it work. In my world, that's the way it happened and that's the way they fought, and I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. But if you say that, no, that's not, in my world, it wasn't what happened, Alpha tortured them, and Siddiq needed to lie and spice it up a little bit to take some of the emotion out, and when I was looking around the crowd, I didn't feel like everybody fully believed his story. Okay, I give you that. But I'm not going to brand Siddiq a traitor. It's not going to happen. I won't do it. If that's your stance, I'm going to disagree with it. I'm going to fight it. I didn't see anything that could have given me that idea. But and the reason is because he was tied to a tree and he could have been eaten by walkers. There's a lot of reasons. But anyway, Mike, I don't know what the deal is with you coming in here and just making that comment over and over again. I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes to never do it again. Okay? And then after 5 minutes, we'll negotiate whether or not you can add something of value to our chats. Because we're actually here to add some value to the conversation. And hopefully you guys do that and you guys like adding value to it. If you do, hike the like button. Now, let me transition. Why I think the Siddiq story bears talking about. Because we're going to have a little bit of cabin fever. I feel like there's an enemy outside. There's cold weather, a blizzard outside, and there's some mistrust on the inside. And the way mistrust starts to happen is you get some finger pointing. So, could people in this cabin question Siddiq's story? Is that a possibility? Could Negan fire a couple of shots? Could we actually think about how everybody was on pins and needles when they were looking around and the sun was going down and they were at the fair and it was disappointing? Could we have a modern day game of Clue in the Walking Dead season finale? Could they make this work? You got Negan there, who people still don't trust, that's willing to say whatever's on his mind, even if that's blaming Siddiq or blaming other people that could be there. I don't think this cabin scene is just completely coincidental. I think there's going to be some people looking around and blaming and afraid of each other. So you're afraid of leaving because it's cold. You're afraid that someone could just jump out of nowhere and kill you. And you're also looking over your shoulder because you don't trust Negan. You're not sure if you trust Siddiq. Could be a couple other people with some motives as well. Just something to kind of put people on edge, because we are hearing, this is mostly a direct quote from Angela Kang, that we're not done in episode 16. There's going to be another left turn that we take. So big drama. Now, we're going to talk tonight in the later stream about some radio ideas. I know that's pretty popular, and we're going to break it down. It's spreading like wildfire. The episode's going to end, and Eugene's going to fix the radio, and it's going to be Rick on the other line. We'll talk about that at length tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But I don't think we can just gloss over the fact that they didn't leave Negan in jail to die? Are they transporting him to put him in another jail so he can be a martyr, so he can be an example? Or is this a test where Negan's starting to get a little bit of parole? He's starting to get a little bit of leeway. They're starting to test him a little bit to see if he can be a resource to help them out. And I got to tell you, if everybody can just take a look at the picture on the screen, I don't think that is a picture of a man who just had his first glass of hot chocolate in a winter snow. That is Negan after a chuckle, after a snide comment, being Negan. And I don't think they kill the character. I think they keep the character, and they keep his character as well, because he has the potential to be brutal, funny, but a step ahead. Wilson, and that's why you're going to see that lack of trust. You're going to see him continue to be handcuffed, but I don't think the handcuffs are going to be there very long. If this man has handcuffs on and everything hits the fan and he needs to fight, let's keep in mind, when Michonne was with Magna's group, they were surrounded by walkers and they had to beg to get their weapons back, right? Because Michonne didn't trust them. The walkers got a little bit closer. They got their weapons. They got out of it. Negan can fight. Joyce Andrews says, I love Negan being Negan. I'm not going to read every comment, because reading it and hearing it come out of my mouth are two different things. Some people might just jump in halfway, and I'm reading one of your comments about Negan, and it could appear as if that's my man crush, and it's not. But there are going to be some classic Negan instances, signs, trust. All of those things have to be built up. So I have heard, and let's throw this out there. Is it possible that Judith gets taken, Judith goes astray, Judith wanders off, Judith's fighting something, and we see a very passionate Negan? You lost her, let me out of here, I'll go find her. Do we see that? Do we see him challenge to fight for Judith? Would that be reason enough? Negan loves Judith, for sure. I mean, you guys can see the Negan love starting to roll over everybody like an iceberg floating towards you at about 0 miles per hour. You can see it happening. People have had plenty of time to embrace this possibility, and you're going to start to see it. You're going to start to see. I'm going to go back to a video I did about a year ago, maybe a little less than a year ago. I got a super chat first, though. We've got Benjamin Stevenson says, Michonne will realize he isn't a threat anymore. Turning against them would be suicide, and she accused him of confusing trust with self-preservation. Benjamin, I think you make a great point, and I think the at the end of Scars, when Michonne and Judith are talking about protecting the people they love, it's going to be even Negan. That's what's going to come out of this, and they will absolutely fight for each other. So I'm going to go back to, actually it might have been last summer, but I have a Negan gauge. I used the word gauge intentionally. Sorry, I know you guys don't like gauge. A Negan barometer. It goes like this. And I'm going to take all the writing things that they put in there which pushed us in this direction. But here is my impression of people that will eventually be fans of Negan. It goes something like this. First was resentment. I can't believe he killed Glenn and Abraham. I'm never going to forgive him. Not going to happen. And it's hot diggity dog. Tickles my Mike G. Yeah, you got to go, man. I'm sorry. I was in the middle of something that yeah, we don't do Battletoads here. That's Mike G. If you go down the hall and you make a right and you keep going like about 7 miles, then it's down there. That's where you'll find Battletoads. So then you kind of catch the one-liners, and the people that were fans of Negan, they're high-fiving, and the people that hated Negan, they're kind of sitting over there like, yeah, it wasn't really that funny. I don't appreciate the humor. And then he chokes Simon to death, and then it's kind of like, and then he says something a little bit funny, and it's like, yeah, it was all right. And then he does something else, and it's just kind of like, it's a golf clap. It's like, yeah, it was okay. Yeah, not bad. And then before long, he's going to say something. It's going to be like, yes, that's my man Negan. Negan just destroyed him and then had a great one-liner. That's kind of the barometer of Negan. And if you don't believe it, watch chat. Watch what our army says, because I've seen many of you do it. I've done it. There's always going to be, a couple. But it's going to be, now that Alpha is terrible, I'm going to say even in 16, and I want you guys to look for it. Pick the Negan line. Pick the thing that's like, that if you would have heard it a couple years ago, you wouldn't have appreciated it, and watch how the comment. I mean, when I saw Negan stand up to Michonne, a long time ago, that would not have been accepted. But in Scars, when he stood up, and it was like, wow, I can't, he made that comment, but he stood up, and they kind of went, toe to toe. So, Darwin, I would be shocked if Negan did not show some form of sympathy for the people that died. I could see the way they write Negan's character as casting blame at the people that got them killed, but not mocking the fact that they die. I mean, like, I don't think he's going to come out and look at Carol and say, hey, they made Henry into a toothpick or something like that. I don't see that. I don't think there'll be like a lot of shish kebab jokes. But Q-tips, we got Q-tips, shish kebabs, whatever. So the Negan fans out there, do you think that he could possibly throw something like that in, being true to his character? I'm very interested in that. Because what we've seen from him so far is a willingness to kind of crack a joke and then back off of it a little bit. Pez dispensers, we got everything going, don't we? I'm not gonna lie though. I'm sorry about the Pike scene, but if Negan cracks a Pez dispenser joke, I'm gonna lose it. It's actually kind of funny. I'm sorry, but it would have to get somebody like, okay, if it's a Rodney Pez dispenser joke, I'm okay. I don't know that the writers will incorporate that, but yeah, I got no problem with Rodney. I don't think he will either. But I will listen for it, and I certainly think that there's going to be some blame. There'll probably be seeing Eugene again, working on the radio. I'm pretty sure. You guys think he'll refer to Eugene as his bullet maker? There's my bullet maker. Maybe a kind of a forgiveness type of line, since Eugene sabotaged him. But with a kind of a joke about the past. Because I don't feel like we can have a completely changed Negan. We haven't got the full gist of it out of Jerry. We haven't been able to replace Abraham. A lot of Negan's humor is completely underappreciated, which it should have been. I can fully understand why. But I think that'll be the transition. And then it does, for this video, it asks the question, what's next for Negan? And I've heard that Judas being captured could be an issue, but could Negan possibly kill Alpha and present Alpha's head ultimately to Carol? Would that bring some closure to the Carol story? I know a lot of people think Carol needs to get the kill. Because instead of, with Alpha's head giving it to Rick, wouldn't Carol kind of make the most sense? I think we're a long way away. Najee, and I agree with that. He doesn't know Henry, and he doesn't know Carol. And I think I do think that would escalate it a little bit. That would escalate his status a little bit more of doing it because he didn't have to. And I'm going to save a few of the shocking events because I did say we'd post these. At 5 o'clock, we are going to do a video that is going to talk about a lot of these very scenarios of some of the cloak and dagger, some of the clue, some of the mystery, some of the suspense. And today, clearly I want to focus on Negan a little bit more and certainly think that's going to be a big piece of episode 16. But I've never had a reason to doubt Angela Kang. And if she says that, hey, we haven't used our whole arsenal on 14 and 15, I am super, super excited for 16. So, really, really quickly, Season 9 has had the Rick Grimes exit, which I thought was great. The Maggie exit, which you guys go back and watch the rant, thought it was horrible. But 14 and 15, I want to get your thoughts right now, before we even talk about the finale. the last 2 episodes of Walking Dead. How do you guys rate those? How do you feel about the amazing flashback and how this fair really took shape and the Pike scene? I don't know that I've watched 2 weeks of The Walking Dead that just had me more interested, wanting to talk about it, wanting to be involved in the show. Is it a great time to be a Walking Dead fan? Knowing the movie is around the corner as well? And there's no doubt about it that there's doubt whether or not it'd be Rick, but there's no doubt about how excited that would be. If in the past, as bad as people felt with the cliffhanger, can you imagine a complete opposite of that would be hearing Rick's voice on a radio? Andrew McSherry says, where's Maggie and how would a free Negan go over? Andrea, Maggie lost her ability to give any input on what happens to Negan when she left the hilltop. Your decision-making power, Maggie, is gone. You have no say in that. That would be my answer. And if you guys want an extended answer to that, please go back and check out the rant we did this morning. A lot of fun with that. A whole lot of fun. I'm getting a lot of hate mail, a lot of dislikes from that video, but it's okay. It was a fun video to do. And a lot of people agree with me. They're like, we don't want Maggie back. We're over it. We've moved on. You want one more analogy? I'm through ranting. If I had a choice between fighting with Negan as my partner and fighting with Maggie, I'm choosing Negan. And you know what? I'm going to ask each and every one of you. How many people would choose Negan over Maggie? Negan came back. Maggie turned her back and walked away. Who do you want to fight with? The person that walks away from you or the person that comes back and says, lock me back up? I'm choosing Negan. All right, let's see how many people are going to pick Negan. Did you ever think we would do a video a year ago and Negan would be a more popular selection than Maggie? Unbelievable. If that is not a redemption tour, I don't know what is. Look at that, Jason. Negan all day long. Negan exclamation point. Negan in capital letters. Free the man. Free the man. Take his handcuffs off. Give him a weapon. Let him go out and show that he's willing to put his life on the line for each and every one of these people in the cabin. All right, everybody. Hey, we're at 28 minutes. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. A lot of fun today. You guys know there's a ton of streams going on all week long. We got just so many awesome things to talk about. It's like one topic after another after another. Be back here at 5 o'clock because we're going to talk about some shocking twists. I know a couple of you started to go in that direction in this video, and I just wanted to kind of table it because I do think there's going to be some mystery. There's going to be some really, we're going to make some semi-bold predictions that could go down with some of the characters, some of the events. You guys know, anytime you combine snow, walkers, lack of trust, villain out there, what could go wrong, right? And I do think episode 16, we said 14 was the best, and then 15 happens like, whoa, wait a minute, 15's the best. I got a feeling by the time we get through with 16, people are going to say 16 is the best. And if you have like one after another, you can't really dispute whether or not this is one of the best seasons that we've ever had. I guess we can dispute anything. But I'm loving it, looking forward to it. The sad news is we've only got one more show. The good news is we're going to be talking about Walking Dead all spring. We're going to be talking about Game of Thrones. We're going to be getting into Fear the Walking Dead over the summer. So subscribe, hang out with us. Don't be a fair weather fan. Don't say, okay, I won't see you guys until October. We expect you guys here all off season long because some of our best theories, some of our best predictions, honestly, happen like April and May. When we're doing the predictions well in advance and we're going in blind, that is when we have a lot of fun with them. We in the Walking Dead Billboard just want to say I'm loving these streams all day long. Awesome. And I'm going to do a few shout-outs because a lot of these videos, to be perfectly honest, they're great topics, but I wanted to do different topics just to get everybody back to being the 999 Army and not walk around kicking rocks like, oh, I'm so sad we lost people. It's taken a couple days, but I think the Army is kind of getting back in full effect. So let me do a few shout-outs. I want to give a shout-out to the 999 Patreon Army. You guys can see them in the top left-hand corner. A ton of members. We're going to be pushing 100 members in the Patreon Army before long. Our growth is a big part because of them and their sponsorship each and every month. If you guys are interested in becoming a Patreon, there's a link down below. They do polls, they do surveys. I consider them partners. We talk about topics. I get their ideas included in the video. We're doing freestyle Patreon tokens on Friday night, so that's a new thing we're adding to get some of the patrons' comments in there. But there certainly is a link down below. Also, in the top right-hand corner, got channel members. If you guys see their name in green, that's through YouTube. So all the people here that are in green, do me a favor, just give a shout-out to the mods. Show a few of the mod emojis. We are still one channel member away from unlocking the 999 Superfan emoji. It's going to happen very soon. So one of you will be number 40. Once 40 is unlocked, then we're going to put a poll on our Facebook fan page of who the member of the month is going to be. Maybe we'll do a member of the week. We'll do something. But then I'm going to get something that's important to you. We're going to create a custom emoji, and then your emoji will be part of our live streams. So we got that to look forward to, and we're going to shift it. We'll do polls from time to time. With that being said, in the bottom left corner, we got our Facebook fan page. 1,200 people we're working on. If you guys are not a member of that, get over there, check it out all week long. You know, we post our schedule, everything that is going on here. And as I said, we got the mods, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, absolutely amazing. The best mods anywhere on YouTube. And my biggest shout out is going to be for everybody here that's the 999 Army. Do me a favor, just type 999, and I'm going to do, there's not 10,000 people in this stream like we had in the Sunday night stream, so I can probably get a few more people shouted out before the end of this video. So I want to say what's up to Jason Raymer, Darren Anderson, Dan Dev 65, Viola McGowan, Brat, thank you, Daryl Stoltz, Miller H, Amy Ferrero, thank you, Vicky Robinson, Nikki S, Heart of Nixie, Floyd Kendall, Kimberly G, Joey Price with the 999 baby, Eric J, Natalie Wilson, Jay Irons, Northside Queen, thank you, John Garul, thank you, Thomas D, appreciate you, man. Mysterica 81, Barbella 71, GW Painter. Brad says Negan's hotness is coming. There it is. RJ Guerrero, thank you. Ben Stevenson, Sam, The Walking Dead, Miss True Puddin, Glenda Batista, Bumblebee Brown, Troy Mattingly, Coachella Coastal, Angie Homan, Diana Hammond, Cody No, Corey Whittington, Greg LeBeau, Julia Muse, William The Walking Dead Billboard, Robin Vance, Lisa Khaleesi, Kurt Diggler. Keep them going, everybody. Wesley Brunner, thank you. Reaper X, Crystal the Singer Chick Gore. I'm right here, Crystal. We'll be here all day long. We're going to be back, everybody, 5 o'clock. Deidre Lesage, thank you. Appreciate you. Jessica Albers, thank you. Dazzy, also known as Mr. Daz, what's up? Tegan, thank you for being here. Michelle G. Haley Lucas, Ava Gentry. Ava Gentry says, 999, how do I join? I don't see a join button. Kel is my official walkthrough person. For those of you interested in becoming a member, if you hit the $, it either gives you the option to join, or if it doesn't, it gives you the option to super chat. So if it doesn't give you the option to join, you have to go in through the YouTube gaming app. So if you just go back to this video, but instead of watching through the main YouTube app, you do it through the YouTube gaming app. Then once you do that, it'll show up. You can hit that $, or if you're at the channel will give you a join button, but if you're in the stream, you can hit that, and then it'll say level up, and then there you go. Then you become member number 40. Once we go from 40 to 50, guess what we're going to do? It's every 10. So we're going to create another emoji contest. Who knows? It'll be whoever we get the most. So maybe emoji number 50 will be state emojis or country emojis. So we'll have everybody grouped together, and when they want to show where the 999 Army gets the most support from, if it's Missouri, maybe we'll do a Missouri shout-out, or we'll do a UK shout-out. Sky's the limit, everybody. We can build this channel. We can build this thing however you guys want to build it. As long as you guys are here, it's going to grow because we bring in the best people. We get rid of the trolls. They go elsewhere. You've probably seen on other channels. And we bring the people that want to be here, and that's why we're just growing unbelievably fast. So I got a feeling once a couple people figure this membership thing out, we might actually have number 40 by the time we get to the 5 o'clock stream. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. I'll see you in a couple hours. Have a good afternoon. Peace.